Why do I preach self-first for Black women? Because you will never be enough for someone who wants something else. Today's example is MLK, who married Coretta Scott and then cheated on her left, right, and center with a bunch of white scallywags, probably because they reminded him of the low-class white woman who was his first love. Some of you may not know this, but he was engaged before Coretta to a white woman called Betty Moitz. So this article has more information, but all you need to know is that Betty was a cafeteria lady at the university where MLK got his doctorate. After he graduated from Morehouse, he went to Crozer up north to get his PhD. And Betty was a cafeteria lady there, not a college student, not a socialite, a lunch lady. Unless you think I'm being a hater and secretly she was very deep, here's what she said about their relationship. I listened, Betty says, and he'd just talk and talk. She was listening because she had nothing to say. How could she contribute? Here was a man with world-changing ideas and a woman who probably didn't graduate from high school. What was the attraction? Marcus Woods, King's friend, recalls he was rather proud of the fact he was able to socialize openly with a white girl. There it is. And this, Betty says, he was always trying to get me to go with him to restaurants in Chester. I was embarrassed to let him know I had never been to any of those places. In those days, who went to restaurants? Well, people with money, Betty. That's who. Betty was born and raised in poverty, but MLK was a child of privilege. So why insist on a relationship with a woman who was not socially, economically, or intellectually his equal? Because she was white. That's not news. People often say men like this get the leftover white women. And that's true, but it's not because they can't get better ones. Let's examine this. A man like MLK, being born in his time period, could not have married a white woman of equal social status. But modern Black men do the exact same thing. Look at Tiger Woods. He's been on the PGA Tour almost as long as I've been alive. He went to Yale. He could have married some blue-blooded Mayflower Dar type if that's what he likes. But he married a nanny and then cheated on her with a bunch of strippers and Waffle House waitresses. This man was a billionaire. But he likes gutter women because that's all he feels worthy of. These men have issues with their own Blackness, so they feel like any non-Black person is above them. But yet you notice these same men have absurdly high criteria for Black women. Look at Coretta. Educated, good background, pretty, brilliant, a superwoman. She was a trained opera singer, gave it all up for MLK. And what was Betty Moitz? White. Do you think for a second MLK would have entertained the idea of marriage to an uneducated, unattractive Black woman cafeteria lady? Yeah, I didn't think so.